Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we take flights in the A320neo Air Canada colours for a trip here in Vancouver to Calgary. So flight time is about 1 hour and 20 minutes. Flying aircraft, we all know, shouldn't be a too difficult one to set up, and yeah, it should get us going in just a couple of moments. So jump in the cockpit, set the aircraft up, and prepare ourselves in a moment for flighting. Right, let's do this. So batteries come on. We will set all three LEDs to nav. Solar power comes on, sets the heats up to midpoints. Just need to check one thing quickly. Surely, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Right, that's what's that. Cruise flight active, arm the emergency lights, nav lights on, strobes automatic, and fuel pumps. We shall wait until the aircraft has fueled up. We are flying real time, real weather today. So let's load up the MCDU and let's start programming the flight. So we're going to use the SimBrief pool for this one today. So we will request the information from SimBrief and then just compare it with our flight plan to make sure everything matches up as it should. So Yankee Victor Romeo to Yankee Yankee Charlie, that's that. Flight number is AC212, IRS we will align. That's fine, thank you very much. Cost index is 5. And cruising altitude to flight level 350, so that's all correct, I'm happy with that. Next page, we'll do this all manually, and we'll also see if the fuel truck has arrived, stroke, if the truck's even arriving. If it isn't, then we'll just use the menu for that. That's the bus, that's the fire truck. Nice, so with no fuel truck seeming on the way, we'll just use the menu for that. Right, so in terms of fuel on board today, we require £13,216, 13,216. So 32, 31, so 32% of the fuel tank's full, that will do. Back inside, jump to the overhead panel, turn all the fuel pumps on, and set the seatbelts and smoking to on. We'll set it up and then we'll start the passenger boarding process. So for the 0 fuel weighted center of gravity, block fuel on board is 6.02. Head to flight plan, that'll be correct. Let's go to the start flight. So, flying from, come on Drawyah, you just said it, Vancouver. Flying from Vancouver to Calgary, Air Canada 212, 35,000 feet. Part time saying 1 hour on the dot, so actually maybe be shorter than that. Departing in about, well, 21 minutes? Yeah, 21 minutes to departure. Flying A320neo and 184 passengers on board, 184, so an almost full house today. We have got Wi-Fi, we have got entertainment, we have got boarding music I believe for Air Canada, we do. As for safety briefing, we have got snacks, we do get a meal service, I think we actually, for an hour flights, yeah, go on then. And with that, passengers will now start boarding. We jump down to the MCD now, we will check the flight plan. Is this all going live or not? My chat window seems to have not picked up the chats. Let's try that again, shall we? If not, I'll try and daisy chain my chat off something else. There we go, perfect. Yeah, so start IVAO, you need to call first. Correct, right, hello everyone. So I'm clearing my flight plan now to the one we put on SimBrief, although I don't think there'll be too many problems with that. So it's an add6, direct to Silly, when follow Quebec 983, so that'll be Membo to Norret, and after Norret we fly the start and into, yeah, because actually, yeah, that's that. The entire flight plan's complete. 3 waypoints, 1 airway, and a direct in between. We'll go to performance now, set that up for takeoff, 5,000 transition. Flaps will be 1 for takeoff, flex temp is 66. And a V speed of V1 123, V2 124, and rotate 124, V2 128. That is that complete. Just gonna brightness up on that, and let's greet the passenger, shall we? Hello there ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard this Air Canada flight 212 from Vancouver to Calgary. Flight time today will be approximately 1 hour, and we're just in the final stage of training the aircraft ready for departure shortly. Few clouds and routes, therefore make it a little bit turbulent as we make our way up to cruise, which will be at 35,000 feet today. Otherwise, we ask you to sit back, relax, and enjoy flight back Canada today. Whoops, not a delay that, just a public general address. Hello there ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard this Air Canada Flight 212 from Vancouver to Calgary. Flight time today will be approximately 1 hour, and we're just in the final stage of the aircraft ready for departure shortly. Few clouds and routes, therefore make it a little bit turbulent as we make our way up to cruise, which will be at 35,000 How am I doing? Not too bad.
today.
Not too bad at all.
Sit back, relax,
Should be a relatively simple list today. Currently looking at 12.8 for Unicom on ATC, therefore we shall contact that. We have got the 4 passenger window views in the A320 today, so we'll be using the replay mode to its maximum use today, if all goes to plan. Otherwise that should be that. No Vancouver scenery? No. No Vancouver scenery today, I'm afraid. It's going to use all the fancy default stuff. Otherwise should be pretty nice views on the way out. A few mountains just behind us to enjoy. Otherwise, it's pretty much, well, cloud cover to cruise. Right, let's pull the pull the METAR information, and we shall get that going. So go to ATSU, head to AOC menu, we'll go to the weather request, put it in METAR format, and send. We'll see set up while we wait for the company message to arrive. Cruising at flight level 350 will set up. We'll do it in manual climb mode since I'm now quite happy with how it all works in this. I now trust it for the first time in a long time. Switch to QNH, back down to MCDU, jump into the receiver messages and pull the METAR. So right now it is... Oh, they don't actually use altimeter here, do they? Fair enough. Right, so Vancouver, 060 at 6 knots, 20 miles of visibility, broken at 2,700, overcast 2,400, sorry. 2,700, overcast at 24,000, so that's quite a high level out of cloud there. 5 degrees centigrade 2.4, altimeter 3009, that's all fine. So we'll set this up now. 3009, 35,000 feet, speed will be 250 below 10,000. Can you tell me how to get the Embraer mod to Microsoft Flight Sim? There's no Embraer mod yet, as far as I'm aware. As far as I'm aware, there's no Embraer. There is, then someone please let me know, because I'm definitely going to find that. Right, that's all set. Flight directors on and on. That's all fine. That's all fine. Start the APU and then we wait. You download the sim after I the game. Correct. Check new updates. Get kicks from the game. Haven't played it yet. Check the Microsoft Store, Maya, if there's maybe an update on the Microsoft Store. While this camera's on the outside view, it comes down to how the aircraft's flying. If you're slightly rocking or tilting whatever, then you may experience a bit of camera movements, but more stable aircraft is generally the more stable the actual thing will be as well. Nice for the fuel truck to show up. Let's now go through the passenger list and let's see if there's anybody on board we recognise. Anyone famous? Anyone that we may know? Any Jareds, of course.
Smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items in the overhead bin.
Your Kathy and Matty on board. So obviously Matty is the mother of Kathy. Oh, that Kathy Matty. Who else we got on board?
Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers.
No, it's a relatively, again, relatively stable cabin. No names you recognise. No famous people that I'm aware of.
Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions
Good,
required.
perhaps.
If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated.
Cool.
Now's the time to get out and
Cabin is slightly thinging quite nicely now. Things start to get busy. Using IVAO today, that's in Pro. We're using IVAO. This is the stable version. I know there's a dev version out, but from what I can tell, one or two people are having small issues with the dev version, so I'm sticking to stable for now. Does IVAO affect FPS? No, not at all. Captain Safety, how are you doing? Heading to Calgary 2, you're KLM 677. Don't think KLM operate Vancouver to Calgary unless you're doing something from Amsterdam, perhaps, long haul. Quick check the flight plan, make sure everything is plugged in correctly. So if we go to the flight plan page, we'll just go step on the way out. Otherwise, all waypoints leads to Calgary. That is fine. Switch to arc mode, push you back to relatively close range. This is a mix of high and ultra, green guy. A mix of high and ultra. Right, our departure today. So we are departing. There's no SID apparently. On 08 right, there's no SID. It directs to the first waypoint, which is quite interesting. So we'll do that. 08 right. There's no add 6, I don't think. No, there isn't. Okay, so directs into first waypoint. 08 right. That'll be the runway just to our south. So we push back, make a left. Sorry, push back, go straight to the end, make a left, cross the runway, taxi to the south, and depart. It's not a bad taxi. That's needs to cross the runway. We need to make sure we mention that on IVAO. Yep, fuel truck's here. Don't need you anymore. Go away. That's all fine. That's all. Cool. So we are now done. APU's available. APU bleed on. Cut the external power. And now we wait. How's my day? Not too bad. Not too bad. In the morning we landed the long haul flight. And I just kind of spent the day to rest. Just to rest, enjoy myself. Prepare for the evening flights. So you have this, I'll then have dinner, and then in the evening we'll then have the group flights. The flights of Rovaniemi. Tonight I'll be flying in the SR-22. The aircraft departing out to the north now. Quite a bit of activity, I must say. Quite a bit of activity, a few things going on. Let's see if I can try and get you the tracking link. Not sure if it'll work yet, given that we're on the ground. Might be a way I can try and squeeze it through the airport's labelling. Gonna have dinner in about half an hour. I'm not sure what my dinner is. My mother's cooking it. If she does, the moment she starts cooking, it's about 45 minutes to cook. So it's just a case of hoping that it's between after the end of this before the start of next. Right, let's have a look. I need to go to Canada, zoom in to Vancouver. Departures, outbounds. There, cool. So, if you want to track our flights, this here is our tracking link. So, if you track our flight today, you can do so via that link there.
We are ready to go when you are.
Thank you, cabin crew. So, everyone's boarded, everyone's seated, and everybody ready to go in just a couple of, well, 3 people going to their seats now, and then we'll be able to go. So I'll make sure everything's set up correctly. APUs are running, that's all fine. We'll turn on some backlighting, but we don't need too much, given that the sun is slowly rising at the moment. No flood lighting, 3 levels of integrated light, same for you. Let's up on that. Sets the predictive wind shear to auto. Set you to automatic, sets you to Tara, Squawk 2000 is fine. So, in terms of way to set up, our aircraft is now done. Let's turn the beacons on and let's now depart, well, push back from gate and get going. Our Drawyah stopped streaming. Do you not want me to stream Toast Live? Do you not enjoy the stuff? I don't know, I mean, the fact is, with lockdown in the UK and the fact there is some extended bank holiday now in the UK thanks to Christmas, I mean, there's nothing else for me to do. I should have been on the Isle of Wight today, but because of Tier 4, that's not going to happen. Either I stream or I do nothing, so what can I say? A321 to Istanbul, how to get authentic sound. So the A321, that's a mod, and the mod comes with the sound. So that's the, what's it called? The...
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome
the
aboard.
Project Megapack. See, I still think Canadian mods. No, it's Project Megapack A321. That map there, that is a map for IVAO, not for everyone.
Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
It's one of these. It's the same guy results. Right. So push back to connect. engine to ignition, parking brake released, engine 1 starts. I'm going to push to the left today. Push to N2, N2 is starting, that's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention
The aircraft
to
there's
the
pushing back as well.
safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Welcome aboard Air Canada.
Bienvenue à bord d'Air Canada.
Need to remember that the engine starts on the A320neo, a bit longer than the CEOs and therefore can have to wait a little bit. But once the engine N1 hits around 17-18, that's when we'll know that, well, we'll see it go available. There you go, engine 1 available, engine 2, we can now start.
Rangez les bagages dans les coffres supérieurs et les bagages plus lourds sous le siège devant vous. En prévision
It's resting a bit further than it normally does today.
confortablement, redressez le dossier de votre siège et rangez
Parking brake sets. End of pushback. Pushback complete, cool.
For takeoff, make sure you're comfortable.
So we'll do a quick flight control check now. Make sure that the systems have come to life. Elevators active. Ailerons active. Rudder active. Speed brakes active, cool. Any mods you suggest? A320NX for sure. If you like A321s, then the Canadian mod's A321 always a good one to go for. I mean, a lot of the mods I use, they're all listed in the description of all streams I do, so if you're interested in what I'm actually using right now, you can always check out the description for all of those.
Fasten your seatbelt by adjusting it around your hips. To release it, lift the upper portion or press on the release button. Air quality is important to us.
FPS not doing too bad. Better than it is on some flights. Microsoft flights can be a bit temperamental sometimes. One day you'll have it rather good, the next things can start to die down a little bit, but for now, not looking too bad. Right, so both engines active and stable. Ignition comes off. APU off. Yeah, we did. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. We will turn the taxi lights on. Parking brake released. And let's get going. Wish they'd have airport maps with the gate numbers so we can get where we're going. I know that... I'm not sure if they're doing it with ground maps, but I know that Meteo Blue was supposed to be doing some form of charts. Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm not quite sure what stage they're at with that at this moment.
S'il fallait évacuer l'avion, laissez vos effets personnels. Suivez l'éclairage des sièges côté couloir jusqu'à l'issue.
Yeah, so I'll go and make a right here, then taxi around through there. Quick check again. We are on Unicom right now, 12.8.
Please locate the one nearest you.
Il y a 4 issues de secours de chaque côté de l'appareil. Elles sont toutes signalées par une enseigne verte. Veuillez repérer celle qui est la plus près de vous. Si la pression de la cabine change, un masque à oxygène ou une languette rouge tombera du panneau au-dessus de vous. Restez assis.
Yes, anti-ice, thank you Warren for reminding me. Especially out in Canada right now, you never know when this thing's going to freeze over. It's supposed to be 4 degrees centigrade, but I can imagine it's more like minus 50 over here. Does anyone know what the airline sounds are? This is PACX, TFDi design PACX, playing the Air Canada safety demo.
Hold the mask with the tab to bring the mask towards you. Use the support strap to hold the mask over your mouth and nose.
In reality, the pilot can't hear all the stuff.
The flow of
It's
oxygen
just
is to cure
it's just kind of ambience that the add-on brings.
If there is an emergency landing on water, reach under the seat.
Right, so auto brake sets to max, cabin check, takeoff config sets. And with that, the pre-takeoff checklist is now complete.
Retirez la bande élastique au besoin et sortez le gilet de la pochette. Enfilez le gilet, fixez le crochet autour de la taille et ajustez la ceinture.
So we need to cross this runway, therefore we will quickly switch the landing lights on.
Soufflez dans le tube.
Flip it on. Fasten the waist clip.
Case of visibility, so no aircraft approaching from the left, no aircraft approaching from the right. I'm lining up, therefore we are safe to cross. A lot of snow in the mountains though, I'm sure you can. Welcome back, Quite the Raven, how you doing? Just end streaming. Welcome, Pal Zamora, how's your flights? How's your flights?
Thank you for choosing to fly
Takeoff. Not yet, Benjamin. Almost there. Runway we'll be entering is right there. Flight time today is 1 hour. 1 hour to departure. Well, 1 hour from departure to landing. I'm using the Thrustmaster sighting throttle. Yes, I am. I'm using the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog. Not the Airbus stick, but the Warthog. Very good bit of kits. Not cheap, but if you can afford it, certainly worth it. Can you do a high-speed takeoff? What do you mean by a high-speed takeoff? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Until takeoff high speed. We're sitting at 124 today. So hold short of the runway, do a quick visual check, and then we will go. Good luck to Vahid on his ADC exam. So no one approaching the left. No one's on the right. Cabin crew, seats for departure please. Seats for departure. Cabin crew, seats for departure please. Seats for departure. So not on the runway, 40%, and then we go. I'm going to take a Neo flight. I do plan to. Certainly, I've got a plan for New Year's. I've got a plan for that. Should be quite a fun one. Also, it means I can do it in the middle of the day, unlike midnights. It sounds weird when it plays back. I don't mind it. I don't mind. It's like a confirmation that passage actually hear it. Right, off we go. So throttles up, 40%. 1 and 2 are stable. Up to flex. Just going to zoom out on the ND there slightly. 80 knots. V1. Rotates. Positive rate. Gear up. Throttles, flaps up. Throttle reduced to climb 200 knots. Right, I mean, at this stage, we're already on course, already flying straight out. Autopilot on, I guess. There's nothing for me to do. No turns, no adjustments. Just flying straight line towards the first waypoint. Down below, got the actual city of Vancouver itself. Should be quite a nice departure until we hit the clouds. A bit rough in the clouds, and then things should start to clear up again at about 24,000 feet. So, going to be a cloudy climb, low visibility, 35,350 is our cruise. Should be alright. Should be alright. There we go. How's that? Transition from grey and dreary Vancouver to a very blue and bright winter sky. So we pass through transition now, set you to standard altimeter. At 10,000 we will switch off the landing lights, increase speed, sit back, relax and enjoy the flights. This is an Airbus, Benjamin. This is an A320neo. I don't operate these in real life. This is just facts of sim. I'm sure if we ever got an A320 CEO, then we'll, well, we'd enjoy that as well. But for now, we'll go for the Neo. And the benefit, like I say, is that we get the wing views, and therefore we should get quite a nice landing replay going. So we are going to be using the FlightControlReplay add-on again. Soon to release add-on replay add-on to work around with later. Landing lights off. Increase speed.
If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee. You do offer complimentary
This
insight
is
to our partners.
Air
Connect
Canada.
to the Wi-Fi to
Well,
find
not
out
that's
more
in, because I use IVAO. How do you get flex on the throttle? Mine's either Toga or MCT, next one down. Flex, you literally move the throttle into the flex position, flex MCT. Isn't transition to 18,000? I don't think so. America is starting 18,000. I think Canada uses the more standard 5,000-6,000. I could be wrong if I'm honest with you. I don't fly through Canada too often, but if it is, then do let me know. The replay add-on doesn't come out yet. It comes out in January. It costs €18 off of Sim Markets. Between now and New Year's, I plan to do a video on it to talk about the features, how it works, that kind of stuff. So do keep an eye out for that. Video coming soon. 18,000 for Canada. Okay, fair enough. In that case, we'll switch back. It's something good to use. I mean, I used it yesterday and this morning, one long flight. I've got no issues with 747, no issues at all. So passing through 16,000 now. But yes, this resets the ground spoilers. And so, well, I'm looking at clouds now. That's say 24,000 feet broken set of clouds. Therefore, expect a bit of turbulence through that. Once you pass that, we'll then switch off the seatbelt sign and allow passengers to move around a bit. 55,000 is definitely quite a high cruise for this short flight. Whether or not even get there, who knows. Cheers, Mo Gamer. Glad you enjoyed the streams. Now Ryanair is left. Direct Tail makes everything better. Yes, Direct Tail will definitely make things much smoother in the future. Right now, switch to standard. Current flying stock 747, actually flying autopilot pretty well. The 747 and 787's autopilot systems were usually pretty good since day one. 747's a bit shaky, especially on the vertical, but the 787 especially, that could do VNAV since day one. So there's not much you can really fault about this sim. Well, there's a lot you can fault about it, but again, with time, as it matures, things do start to improve. Right, so now entering the high altitude cloud. Flashing lights down below, another aircraft nearby. Wing flex. Yes, we still have the group flight tonight. Group flight starts at around, it'll either be 8:30 PM or 9:30 PM UK time, depends what time my dinner is, but I'm trying to aim for the 8:30 PM. Flying out of Rovaniemi in Finland for departure. Correct, Air Canada never had an A320neo, but at the end of the day, we're going to get a Neo in the sim, and therefore we'll just fly around a Neo for most things. A lot of airlines don't have Neos yet, but yeah, I fly them with Neos in the sim. It's not a massive irregularity. Like if I'm now Cheers Shark Gamer, Quality Wings, yes, Quality Wings are doing a 787. They made an announcement a couple of weeks ago. Very excited for that one. Definitely have to take a look at it. Paddy Problems, but doing well today. Good to hear, Paddy. Good to hear. You use PACX, you turn off seatbelt sign, but your passengers don't want to move around the cabin. Well, first of all, didn't use caps to that fair, eh? Second of all, passengers don't have to move around the cabin. It's not like a legal requirement. Plus, even in real life, the only time people ever really leave their seats is to go to the overhead lockers or to go to the toilets. So it's not like passengers start walking around treated like a bar. It's not how airplanes work. How good do you use this mod? I mean, let's say this is the A320nX I'm using right now. I like it. I like it. Very stable. It does the job. And it does it well. Guys at FlyByWire deserve a lot of praise for what they've put together. Watched a few of my tutorials on YouTube. Thank you for those videos. No worries, Shipwreck. No worries at all. I'm glad you've enjoyed them. Glad you've enjoyed them. Yeah, we're using Managed Climb right now, and it's working pretty much spotlessly. So I'm now going through the higher layer of clouds. Once you clear this, seatbelts come off. Do you know mod FX anti-ice, the way the ice builds up? I mean, you can just turn on the anti-ice bandwagon, like I have right now. In reality, well, in reality it should melt the ice, but basically in the sim, if you don't turn it on the ground or within like the first 2,000 feet, then any ice that builds will stay there, because outside temperature is minus whatever. Right now it's like minus 40 right now, something like that. So yeah, minus 40, ice will not melt. Therefore, in my case, it's like it's part of my ground checklist. When you're on the ground, anti-ice on. Remember that. Breaking the cloud now, should be nice and clear. Can't get more than 50 FPS on the 1070. Try, what's it called? Try overclocking. If you can overclock, get your memory clock up if you can. For wing views, I've done a tutorial on how to set the custom wing views. But if you want the easy way to do it, then you should go to the camera, go to showcases, fixed camera, and it's the last two, 12 and 13. So that's the easy way to do it. 12 and 13 on the showcase camera gets you the wing views. Bit of turbulence, nothing too major. Does Canon still fly 747? No, they retired them early this year. Yes, anti-ice should be on below 10 degrees, but in Microsoft Flight Simulator, pretty much on at any occasion. I don't know how it works in the sim side, but basically, my guess is if the sim sees a cloud, it's like cloud equals moisture and 0 equals cold equals frozen aeroplane. I'm not quite sure how it works in the sim, but generally just turn it on for the sake of your own safety and sanity. Right, so now at, well, coming up to cruise now, 30,000 feet past. Nice and stable. Seatbelt sign comes off. What 747's flying to LAX now? Probably only cargo aircrafts. There's no American carriers left that I can think of that operates passenger services in the 747.
Turned off the fast seatbelt sign. We now get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when you in the case of unexpected emergencies.
Yes, EasyJet left Southend back in September, although I'm fairly sure that's just more of a COVID cutting measure and not a forever kind of thing. It's like Gatwick Airport. A lot of airlines have pulled out to Gatwick, but now some have started to return, so we'll have to see. Welcome, Big Boy, how you doing? Welcome to the chats. Should fly to Winnipeg. I've had a couple of requests for Winnipeg. I'll probably do it at some stage. Yeah, at some stage I probably will do. Ah, there you go. Korean Airlines. Korean Air operate the 74 into LAX. I don't plan to stream this one, sleep in this one, no Edison. This one's only a 1 hour long flight. Not too bad to manage. 34,000, flight level 340. When you see about pilot clients to set up a flight plan, which you did put one genetic balance, check your flight number, make sure it matches that on the flight plan. So head to fpl.ivao.com, check your flight number on both. If they don't match, no flight plan. Longest flights I've done, back when I used X-planes, my main thing, I'm getting quite bumpy now, so we turn the seatbelt signs back on again. Bit of turbulence, gotta love it. Back when I used X-planes, my main sim, I did a flight from London Heathrow to Melbourne with a stopover in Perth. So I departed from Heathrow, flew for oh gosh, let's turn the seatbelt sign on there, bit of a bump. Flew for 18 hours from London to Perth, did a 30-minute turnaround, and then flew 3.5 hours from Perth to Melbourne. So for both of those legs in total, about 22.5 hours. I don't think this works anymore, the max speed indicator. It's not a big problem, we can fly without it. When you packs your flight duration includes time of ILS, do you know anything about this? What do you mean by time of ILS, Jacob? What do you mean by that? I mean, it may just be a case of you've descents, or your departure might be slow, the descent might be slow. Your ETA on PACX is only like a rough estimate, so if you watch my 747 flights from this morning, I landed about 30 minutes early, which sounds like a lot, but for a long haul flight, not too bad. But it's only like a rough estimate of your flight time, it's not a direct thing that you bolster down. You paid for premium deluxe Microsoft Flight Store, but crashes any help. Again, try overclocking if you can, try run things a bit more stable. Run as administrator as well. If you don't run as administrator, things don't quite work as normal, so run as admin and overclock if possible. What's the cargo gate numbers in Vancouver? I'm not sure if I'm honest with you. I'm not sure about the specific gate numbers of cargo. What do you do if you're in a plane and you suddenly heard both engines slowing down randomly and you feel like sinking? That just means we're in descent, basically. Both engines start rolling down and the aircraft starts sinking. It means you're in descent. Yeah, give it a go, see what happens, Shark. While I'm here, might as well start plugging our... Oh, hang on, the Maxwell works now. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's a bit awkward. Let's plug in our arrival instructions and see how this all goes. So we are expecting runway... It's very bumpy today. Runway 35 right on the IVAO 4 approach. We don't have IVAO 4, but IVAO 6 from Norwich. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so IVAO 6 approach will take. No visor in that case, and insert that. Radios should tune, they go 110.75. Flight plan will add the next waypoints. I'm hoping it's not quite as well, that's better actually on Splitsing, because the IVAO 4 I was a bit concerned by regarding one or two of the waypoints on the actual way in, where kind of you flew in a straight line, jumped to the right for a couple of miles, and then carried on. But so what I thought I'd do is a bit of a direct to there, but hang on, that's better. No, in reality that's actually better than what I was hoping for. It's quite a straight in approach, that. Make a left, get ourselves onto a 90-degree angle for the approach, and then fly in. And that's good, I like that. Very helpful. So we'll save that, that's all fine. That's all fine. Yes, if your aircraft is coming in a bit late, 0Q Jacob, just declare a delay, claim that's like weather or traffic or something, and then passengers, while they may lose a bit of satisfaction, generally won't have too many problems with it. Dinner study time, yeah, because I live in the UK, it's what, 5:30 PM here. I think PACX now thinks that it's dinner, so just just ignore it. In reality, it'll probably be a breakfast or lunch service right now. Who plays Microsoft? Right, here we are. Did you hear what you said about SS715? Let's have a look. 29 years ago today, 75. Oh yes, the MD-80 outside of our lander, both engines failed due to ice build-up. Yes, I remember seeing the air crash investigation episode on that. Miraculously, nobody was killed in that one actually as well. The aircraft, despite the fact it broke into 3 pieces, 0 fatalities. $129 people on board. Is this the first time landing Calgary? Yes, this will be my first time landing at Calgary. Still bumpy, still a bit of turbulence up here. I should put the posture in cruise mode. I think it's the incline. Oh no, if I did that, then it would hold it. Actually, that's not doing too bad in terms of cruise speed. I think we'll leave it to that for now. But generally, I'll fly back on my own if it is too slow. Gave me ideas to now go fly from Calgary to Vancouver. No worries, Kendai. Try the flights. You get issues using A320nX after takeoff. Switch towards the pilots, back to the left, doesn't follow the flight plan. Check if you're departing, you might have a user point in there. Deletes the user waypoint from the MCDU. That usually causes problems. If not, head down to MCDU and try a DirectX 2. Set DirectX 2 and see if that maybe gets back on course. Ideal for landing rates between 150 to 250 feet per minute. Jacob, between 150 and 250 feet per minute. Anything less, you're too light. Anything more, too heavy. Well, to be fair, most you can land it as whatever rate you want. It's the G forces that you need to worry about. Or too many Gs, you injure passengers. Got Manchester by MacroSim. Looks just like in real life. It's a good add-on. Manchester. It's a very, very good add-on. Did a couple of giveaways for that a couple of weeks ago. I like it. I like it. I'll definitely make use of it in the future. Always bumpy playing. Oh yes, you're over the Rockies right now, aren't we? I'd turn the scenery. I'll turn the weather off right now. Problem is, it probably sends us into a bit of a spiral with the. Yeah, it's because the weather changes so much. It kind of jots the plane a bit. So we won't do that. Translating to Cessna, impossible. Well, you'd have about 50 stopovers and go via Iceland and the Orkney Islands, but not worth it. Not doing too bad, Tejas. Not doing too bad. How about you? You don't hear about that Ryanair. It's the last request. Yes, I did hear you, Connor. I did hear you about Ryanair and Southend. Approach using. Well, going to be approaching runway 35 right into Vancouver, into Calgary, via the IGVEP 4 approach. IGVEP 4 runway 35 right. What happens if the plane gets hit by lightning? Not much. Not much. Aircraft have static discharge ports, so it's these little things at the end of the wings there. So if the lightning hits the aeroplane, the electric goes through the wings and out of these discharge ports, and therefore you may get like a flash of the electricity systems, but you get no major systems damage. Aircraft are built to withstand lightning. Welcome, Tej from India. Nice to see you. Your PC must be good if you're flying all the time. I don't fly too often. I mean, it's like a computer gets tired over time. You may wear the parts, but it's like you're mining Bitcoin or something. They can generally last alright. Thanks. Also in the mountains. So you can actually spot a few mountains as the clouds start to clear up. Things are starting to become more visible for us. Oh, that's nice. 35,000 feet. Very nice indeed. Welcome to Alma, how are you doing? Mitakolo. Welcome out. Oh gosh, Owen, how are you doing? Welcome to the chat, how are you doing today? Is it true if a window breaks in an aircraft, everyone would freeze to death? No. There's nothing like that. So the first thing that happen is hypoxia kicks in, so you can't breathe, you don't have oxygen. Well, you can breathe, but it's a struggle to breathe, and with no oxygen or limited oxygen, you run out of breath, you go KO for a bit. In terms of temperatures, eventually it would kick in, and hypothermia would kick in, but that comes later. Hypothermia comes much later. It's never snowed where you live. Last time it snowed in London has been a couple of years now. Next year, January the 8th, would be the 31st anniversary of the British Midland 92 crash on the M1 motorway. Yes. Current flying from Heathrow to Orlando. Hope it doesn't crash. Should be alright, Shark. Should be alright. Where'd the aeroplane go? Oh, that's nice scenery down there, actually. Some serious turbulence, of course. But for that view, I'll take it. So I believe that in reality, well, this will be like green, lush scenery on satellite imagery, but the way that Microsoft has its new weather engine snow effects, it actually kind of paints the scene with the snow and all that. So it does look rather good, that. Can't fault it. Very, very pretty. Chicago, sorry, not Orlando, Chicago. Sorry, Orlando's Oscar Romeo Delta, you're right. Welcome, Brandon, how you doing? Close to Calgary, over the main section of the Rockies, very beautiful scenery for this time of year. Ooh, sounds interesting. Sounds very good indeed. Might be able to go with the seatbelt signs right now, given that turbulence has died down. But ultimately, depends how stable this aircraft is. Looking at the website. Alright, let's have a look. I dare to put a reverse thrust in mid-air, see what happens. Nothing's going to happen because it locks it. So in the Airbus, if you try to go reverse thrust in the air, it locks the mechanism in place and therefore it won't do anything. Is snow and ice feature in the updates? Yes, it is. So the latest update was the snow and ice feature, and it adds all the fancy winter effects into the live weather system. At the start, when you say hey there, Drawyah here, what's myself flight sim, it sounds the same every time. I mean, how different can it be? Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today, yada yada yada. That's my intro. That's what I do every time. That's what I will forever do. Would you land on Coruscant then? Oh, how would you land on Coruscant? I mean, I'm presuming trying to get me to do like another happy landing reference, but I'm not quite sure how I can word that. Can you put reverse thrust in the air with Boeing? Yes and no. Some of the older Boeing aircraft you could, some of the newer ones you can't. It was during the crash of one of the louder air, I think it was a 767. Basically, what happened was the reverse thrusters kicked in after a glitch in the system. As a result, caused the airplane to spiral out and crash. So, Nicky Lauda kind of challenged Boeing to that. As a result, I think they've been more careful with the system, but I believe you can. Some aircraft you can, some others you don't. It just depends on the aircraft flying with Boeing. Next flight we'll do a group flight tonight, and then tomorrow I plan to do a flight out in New Zealand. FLPC 7, getting problems. No, I use FLPC virtually every stream I do because I use it for PACX and FlyLive Studio. Never had a problem with FLPC, never had a problem. Is P3D still worth getting? It depends how much you want to spend on it, CKVA does. So, you get the base sim, you then pay for the add-ons like the PMDG 737 and FS Labs 320s and all your scenery packs and all that. Ultimately, depends on how much you want to spend on it and is it worth it for you. I mean, it is a decent enough sim, it's a flight sim. Some of the add-ons for it are very, very good, some of the best you can get. Yeah, it's just down to how much time, how much patience do you have for it? Do you know any issues with the A320 FlyByWire because the engine's not starting? I mean, I'm finding FlyByWire right now, and both engines seem to work fine. Check your APU, check if you've got the ignition starter turned on. You have not been able to complete the new update and latest update. What's your issue there, Jax? Because, like I say, for me, I'm finding the APX right now to no problem. Zero issues with this one. Yes, this is 051. Can't see the platter with the series. It should be there. It should be there in the channel. It's two-parters because the internet dropped at the start of it. Both parts are still there, haven't removed them at all. How come you're going at 490 knots? Should have tailwind, should be there faster. I mean, we're getting a tailwind at 16 knots. It's not a particularly fast one. Try and increase speed if you want to. It's not the. It's an average tailwind. It's 16 knots. Do you want the lowest or the highest landing rates? You want the average landing rates, you know. So, like I say, between 150 and 250 feet per minute descents, that's what you want to be touching down on. IVAO see other players? Yes, you can. Blu-ray guy? Yes, you can. On PC, I use my specs in the description, but I'm using an i7 600 processor with 32 gigs of RAM and a 1660 graphics card. No need to spam the same question over and over again. Engine not starting, spawn in midair. Oh right, so the engines don't start by... Well, in the A320nX, I'm not sure if it's a known issue or not. Basically, the engines no longer starts when you spawn on the runway. So you have to do the start process manual, or just press Ctrl-E. But it's a known issue. I'm not sure if they'll fix it or not. But in short, the engine auto starters no longer automatically starts. So 561 is horrible. Yes, 561 feet per minute touchdown rates has almost certainly damaged your landing gear there. Hello from Alberta, welcome. Josh, how you doing? To be honest, I can't pinpoint it. So 2 occurs where ATC get ATC cause crash. 5 minutes ago, landing. Okay, I'm not sure about that one, Jax. I'm not that issue myself. I'll keep an eye out for it though. Get ready for an Airbus Series X2 birthday. Very nice. Welcome from southeastern Louisiana. Welcome, Joshua Andrews. 2 Joshuas now, Lockwood and Andrew Fives. Do you have instructions to join a group flight later? I haven't joined one before. So if you're on my Discord server, I will drop the flight details on there about 5-10 minutes before I start. And then, in short, you just spawn at the airport, or turn your multiplayer on, spawn at the airport, and then, well, prepare yourself for flight, basically. So I'll be doing it in the SR22. So that all goes later. Probably no point on the seatbelts on off right now, just because the turbulence is so shaky. 150 miles left to go roughly, about that I'd say. 150, 160 miles to go. Start of descent in about 5 to 10 minutes. Do you live on your own? No, I don't. I live with family. Gonna pipe on your order. I'll do a private license for sure. Is that the same Phil course I know? I'm sure it is. Have you not cabin crew for their coffee while mid-service yet? Not yet, Phil. Let's call them out now, shall we? So, flight attendant request.
Okay.
Let's have another one. That's public address.
Alright. Got it.
How many drinks can I go for if I drive the cabin crew insane?
You got it. Not a problem.
Drink number 5.
Not a problem.
Drink number 6.
You got it.
Drink number 7. Load myself on copies later. How are you doing, Phil? How are you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to chat. 21, yes I am 21. Wasn't included in your landing vids. Oh, that one. Basically, YouTube has a 12-hour limit, and so if you go to the pinned comment on the comments, I stick a Twitch link in there because Twitch has it. YouTube has a 12-hour limit, and therefore I hit it, stream just kind of cuts off on the replay. If you had an easy crew, you'd get 1 drink for the whole flight, and that's if I'm lucky. 1 drink for the whole flight, 1 drink per shift. 3 or 4 legs. Lucky if I even see you again. You'll get fat, watch out. No, I'll be fine, Ari. I'll be fine. Can't be fat if we already are. No reason tonight. I've still got some left. Still got some. Still got a bit of whiskey from earlier. I'm sure if I mix this together, I'd be... well... I'll be sleeping well that night, for sure. Can you land first officer view? We can try to do a first officer view landing, but just to kind of where everything's set up, it's just bit more natural on the setup. Do left seat, sorry, left. Watching your stream in your move room, very nice, Benjamin. Love channel, thank you, Demiedos. Thank you very much. Do you want me to throw Phil off playing? Oh my gosh, they're all coming. Hello there, Matt. How are you? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. How are you both? See, the RLR's no longer open, so you bring the RLR to me. Next thing you know, Matt Thomas is on here. Question why I'm not flying in BA Blue. Welcome, Avgeek. And for another bit of turbulence patch. So we've now come towards the main bit of Rockies to see a few of the mountains peeking out the clouds there to our right. Weather, well, should be an alright landing in this. So it's a bit of turbulence. Let's have a look at the... Yeah, it's fine. We probably should start the descent in a couple of moments, but before I do that, I want to check the weather right now in Calgary, because it's probably getting a bit stormy right now. Let's have a look. Received, meter. So it's a 4-knot wind, so winds aren't too bad. It's... Gee, okay. Hang on. Okay, it's 21 miles of visibility, drops down to 4. Variable cloud, or variable 0, 3, 4. Okay, yeah. It's not great weather at the moment. Winds 8, it's 8 degrees centigrade, minus 8 degrees centigrade, minus 9 dew points, 3001. So it's bad weather, not looking too healthy, that's. We'll start our descent in a moment. Top descent in about 30 seconds. Need an EasyJet A320neo. EasyJet. I'll probably fly one again next weekend, actually. Maybe out of Southend. Don't do it anymore. Actually, for you, Phil, I'll probably do Luton. Luton to Edinburgh. It was a classic final flight. Where am I going? I'm going to performance, that's it. Performance, next phase. Next phase. So QNH is 3001. Temperature is minus 8 degrees centigrade. Magnitude of winds was variable 003, so we'll say 350 at 003. Transition altitude 18,000 for Canada. Transition height will be at 700. That's all fine. Let's start our descent, shall we? So we're going to reduce speeds to 250 knots, back 0.68. And we need to intercept the runway at a total of 5,800 we need to intercept. We drop down to 6,000. That should give us optimum time. So 6,000 at a rate of 2,000 feet per minute. Has got more space? Yes it does. I like Boeing cockpit. I mean, with the Boeing, it's a lot more hands-on, a lot more you got to do. That's, well, a lot more manual, so I don't mind Airbus. A lot more automated, a lot less you need to do. It takes a bit of fun out of flying. Right, so, where am I going? That's fine. Yeah, so Calgary has delays, especially at winter. Nice if connecting through, however not as bad as Toronto. Hanging up with our pilot clients on their websites. Download the new installer for that. Can't get into Series X your birthday, very nice. Top descent was now. Altitude dropping because we're descending. This is going to be an interesting one. Like I said, I've not done an approach to Calgary before. It will be interesting to see how the weather odds up. FPS right now, we are getting about 30 FPS in the cockpit and outside about 50 FPS. So start our descent. Our ETA is in 25 minutes. How do you know when to enter the runway? So when we descend to about 10,000 feet, we'll turn on the landing system here. And then we're watching for 2 magenta diamonds to hit the centre. Once they've centred, you've intercepted the runway. Which Air Canada livery do you prefer, the retro or the new black? I prefer the retro. I was always a fan of Air Canada's original livery. I was actually quite disappointed when they changed it. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just... Well, there's a word for it, it's Euro white. It's the generic Euro white livery, essentially. You've got white livery, logo, and that's it. That's your livery. Euro white. But yeah, the original the retro one I quite liked. Kind of fadey, grey effect to get back to the aeroplane, especially in their long hauls. It's very good. Does anyone think 13 is too odd to start karting in order to get a racing career? Not at all, Crimson. Not at all. I mean, most drivers don't turn professionals until their mid-20s, and so... Yeah, not at all. 13, if you want to get started, try and get yourself noticed. Yeah, the scenery's great right now. A bit cloudy, so I'm afraid you do miss out on some of the mountains. Certainly feel them. Thanks to turbulence. Will you do a replay in flights? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. We've got the replay tool loaded, and therefore, once we get about 1,000, push it on, and then do that in the back end. This turbulence actually is affecting our descent quite a bit, admittedly. Back 0.6, 27,000 feet, about 90 miles to go. You prefer the A320neo, has a bit of charm to it. Oh, there he is, Mr. Thomas. How are you doing today? Should have been the Isle of Wight today, but sadly that got cancelled down the islands. Never got a Burger King in Winchester, I'm afraid. So we've had Thomas, we've had Court, we've had Streeton. Who's next? Who's next to charm this one? Is Calgary Tower online? I don't think so. No, it's currently on Unicom 12.8. It looks like we'll be on Unicom all the way down to the ground. Did you do C2 controlled rest? Tomorrow I'll be back on it again. Tomorrow I'll try the 20-minute run again, see if I can try to get myself back on track with that. Also going to try and mix up the routes a little bit. See if I can try and, I don't know, try and rejuvenate myself a bit, rather than live a sob story 24/7. Any plans with Shanken Airlines yet? Yeah, Shanken Airlines we could do at some stage, maybe a flight out of Colombo at some point. Colombo to Jaffna maybe at some stage. Very good, good. Again, I'm sure we'll talk soon again, Matt, once this lockdown comes to an end. Excellent official welcome. Boeing 001, short flight only started 50 minutes ago. Hey Drawyah, how are you? Not doing too bad, Boeing, not doing too bad. Short flight today, as I'm doing this, have dinner, group flights, so a bit of a stretched thing. Plus, my last flight was 14 hours long, so I can have a short flight as a rest. Nah, we'll be alright. Mod version 0.5.1. Have you got FSI PC installed XT Flight Simmer? And have you opened the core? If you can't connect, it's probably one of those two. Flight 2020 also crashed last time yesterday, almost on the flights. I've not had too many crashes. The only thing that drops me at the moment is the internet, but even now, it's relatively stable, that. ETA, 20 minutes. It's the first officer Leo. Sorry. Pressed the wrong button. Yeah, that's, well. That's just now Roger. The day he becomes my first officer is the day he drives a train. There you go. Do you like aeroplanes? No, Momo, I hate aeroplanes. Worst thing ever. Yeah, I like it. I've always had a thing for aviation. Favourite airport? Favourite airport is Helsinki Vantaa. It's a beautiful terminal. All wooden interior and all that. It's very, very nice. Serious question for you for once. With this flight sim, can you take the Rolls ATL aircraft? Yes, you can, Matt. Yes, you can. So I'm using IVAO for that. Although alternatively you can use VATSIM. And basically, if you want to become the air traffic controller, it's just a case of install the ATC client. In some cases, it's a case of well, it depends where you are. So for places like Heathrow or London Centre, there's a training course you go through in order to do them properly. But if you want to do something a bit smaller like Stansted Ground or Luton Tower, then those you can get away with either less training or, in cases where it's really quiet airspace, no training at all. And so, again, it really depends on where you control and how far you want to go with it. But it's a full society, IVAO and VATSIM. They're both separate organisations, but they're full societies that you can kind of get yourself into. One over replay mail flights me. It's not ready yet. Sean's Hansa, not ready yet. Last time we did land QWERTY, we did land, just internet problems, also YouTube stream limits. How do you know to intercept 6,000 feet? Well, we don't actually intercept 6,000, we intercept at 5,800, or in this case flight level 058. But it's just a case of setting that up. We're about to pass 18,000, so if we select to 3001. To be completely honest with you, I genuinely have no idea how it's going to work, because, well, we're descending. I see mountains ahead of us. We've just had the terrain radar on. I might actually shallow... Yeah, we're going for a shallow descent rate, because I don't know if there's... I'll have to check charts, actually, about... what's it called? I have to check charts about the altitude constraints here, because... we feel a bit low. Not dangerous yet, but definitely a low one. Cost index. Cost index is given to you on the flight plan. So if I put up my Lido flight plan here, there you go, cruising system, cost index 5. So the flight plan provides you with a cost index. If you want to go into the full calculations, then A320 calculator, you can use the A320 calculator on webpro.cz and work out yourself manually what your numbers need to be. But it's not a difficult process. Yes, we have got FlightControlReplay today. We shall be doing a replay of our landing when we arrive. Are we using FlyByWire? Yes, we are. We are using the FlyByWire A32NX today. Very cloudy approach, very mountainy approach. Two of my favourite things together at last. 3001 QNH. Sorry, not QNH, altimeter in America, Canada. 3001. Now to fly Bangkok to Solar, 10 hours. Enjoy it. Good luck. Yep, mountain morning you're talking about. Another, how far? About 40 miles to go. 40 miles. Still a bit bumpy, still a bit mountainous. Going to increase to 280 knots. I think 280 knots. Yeah, I'm monitoring it. I can see it. The only real question is, where is the airport in regards to this valley? That bit I don't know. So I'm going to be very... Oh, well, I see what's going on now. Okay, in that case, we're going to stop descending now. We'll hold our descent. And so until we get to the Cedar point, we'll start to flatten out a bit. Maintain height over the Rockies, and then hard descent into elevation at 3,000, okay. Very pretty scenery. Giving passengers the full view to the Rockies. Would give them something to shout about. Very good route this. Thank you to the guy who suggested this. Actually, very pretty. Yeah, there's mountains in front of us. We're at a safe altitude to clear that. No problem. Liveries. Download the liveries mega pack, and it's just a case of drag and drop into the community folder. How possible to get your Airbus and Boeing working with the models? Yeah, I mean, I used the FlyByWire F20, the Salty 774, the 787XC, And I'm looking at the working title CRJ. That's got proper working VNAV, so already a benefit with that. But it's not a difficult process. No liveries. Planning to make some liveries in the future. Cool. Yo, do you think you'd fly the A320 in real life if you had to? I mean, that's the thing again. A flight sim is very different to real life. There's a reason why pilots go through so much training and have to cost so much. I mean, let's say I could probably program an FMS, but when it comes to the bare bones hand-on stick flying, it'd take a bit of time to get used to that. There's a saying: it's easier for a person to get used to a flight sim than a pilot to get used to a flight sim, because the flight dynamics especially so different. Charge battery review, of course. What's with the default A320? There's nothing wrong with the default A320 apart from the autopilot, but the A320nX is just better. Updated systems, more lifelike MCDU, and just upgraded stuff throughout that makes it much more lifelike to operate. Talk about that for a view. Absolutely fantastic. Bit of wing flex. But very pretty. Group flight be around 8:30 tonight. 8:30. Flying out of Rovaniemi, northern Finland. 15,000 feet now. Probably starts a shallower descent at this point. We'll hold it for a bit. 40 miles to go to intercept. 40 miles. Cheers, Lee. Thank you very much. So, is the FMC working alongside with it? Yes. MCDU all looking good today. Bit bumpy, bit turbulent. So far, so good. Do you want to stop the left and right roll on the A320nX? If you go to the overhead panel, turn off Sec 1 on the flight controls. Basically, the computers, there's a small bug with it where it tries to fly level, it keeps overcorrecting, so it keeps wobbling. So basically, by turning the Sec 1 system off on the overhead panel on the flight controls, it disables the elevators to the point it just stops wobbling. It's a known bug. It's an issue with the computer itself. Do you know to silence Black Messart a pilot? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Momo. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Do I have VR headsets? No. My brother does, though. Do I plan on getting one? Maybe. Maybe. If they become cheap enough, that's for sure. How do you enjoy IVAO having trouble? Because you never find English speaking to as it seems. Just speak to them in English, and they speak in English. It's a requirement for them all to speak English, but one thing that VATSIM doesn't quite get right, I can understand why they do it, but basically, in reality, local controllers are allowed to speak their local language to local aircraft, local traffic. English is the international language, but airspace like France, Poland, Germany, Spain, you can speak your own native language, but if you speak to them in English, they're replying in English. So, like I say, just speak to them and it will be fine. You try speaking, but they won't speak in English. Like I say, I've never had that problem for Drawyah, and I've been flying on this network for a good couple of years now. And now the blue, boom, back to desktop. Still getting bumpy. So, like I say, it's going to be a funky approach to this. Low visibility, not too much wind. Definitely going to be a bumpy one. Off topic, but how do you make the 787 flight to a waypoint direct? You can't yet. In reality, you could select waypoint, drag to the top and execute it, but not yet implemented in Microsoft Flight Sim. Why have I not VATSIM? Long story. Been through it so many times. I'm not going to go into that whole thing again. I use IVAO. Right, let's continue our descent again. So we need to be at 6,000 for the intercept. We're at 1,200 feet per minute. Shortly, we need to slow down to 250 knots. Why are we flying so low? Because we're descending Venom. We've cleared the Rockies now. Rockies, yes. Cleared the Rockies now, and we are descending into Calgary. Do you prefer the 787 or 747? 747 any day of the week. If you're still here, Matt Thomas, bring them back. Right, 14,000. 20 knots, that's fine. 20 miles to go to intercepts. I'm just going to increase this to 1,800 feet per minute. And reduce speeds to 250 knots. Auto land. Not today, Matt. Well, we'll see how it goes in terms of the queues, but let's put the meta again. Let's have a look at what it says now. So, Charlie, sorry. Huh. Okay. No meetup for Calgary. Let's have a look at here. So menu, Atsu, AOC menu, weather request. We'll put a new weather request, we'll get it updated. Wait for the company message to arrive. Down to 2,000, reduce speeds to 240 knots. Let's have a look. Received, that one. So, there's still 4 miles visibility, so it's still quite low on that end. There are brakes, and that's scattered at 7,000, overcast at 28,000, cleared that anyway, it's -9, -10 dew points. 303 actually, that's been updated too, so we'll reset the altimeter to 3003. We'll see, I probably could get over hands land, but if we need to go auto land, we can go auto land to dual channel. ICI, let's say Cat 3. I'm not actually sure if Calgary is Cat 3 on the 37s. 36, sorry. 35. Let's have a look. So, let's go to performance, approach. It's going to be on radios. Let's have a look. Yeah. If it told me, it'd tell me here. Problem is, it doesn't tell me, so we'll just have to wait and see. Passing through 10,000 now. Landing systems on. Landing lights set. Reduce speeds to 220 knots. So I should go down to 210. Spoilers armed. Timed this a bit wrong. Right. Look, right heading 150. We're a bit high, we're a bit fast, so we're going to go for a bit more of an extended approach in. Guide us in. We'll keep an eye on IVAO in case there is any traffic nearby, but we should be alright at this stage. See a bit of ice forming on the wings there. Despite the fact energy ice is turned on, that's just minus 10 degrees temperatures for you. Make a heading of 150. We'll stop the center actually, because we're pretty much perfect right now. Flaps 1. Reduce speeds to 180 knots. And let us now get an intercept with the localizer. Zero 30. Spoilers, we'll keep them out a little bit longer. Max no needs for that anymore. Track spoilers and arm for landing. Brakes all set to medium. 180 knots, flaps 2. Does real weather work for you? Yes, it does, Necklaw. We're using real weather right now. Oh yeah, the new snow effects are fantastic. Just shame the aircraft now freezes over again like it used to. And trust me, if the aircraft froze like this, I'm telling you now, we will not be flying. Do I use a weather mod? No, I don't. No, I don't. This is default weather, default everything. I'm going to increase the descent rate again, so back down to 800 feet per minute. Hold at 180 knots. Get ready to activate the localizer. Localizer sets. Could you send a link to the A320nX mod? If you check my tutorial galley guy, I go through the installer on that. Because it's not so much a link for the aircraft, you now have an installer you need to go for. Right, runways in sight. Activates the approach mode. Reduce speed to 160 knots. And quickly check my speeds. So activate approach phase. The approach of 125 was that? Correct, 125. Seven miles, we'll load landing gear. We don't need terrain radar anymore since it's flat ground between here and the runway. A very snowy runway, I might add. We go for the... Yeah, we'll keep it medium braking for now. If the runway's too bad, we'll go for manual hard braking, but should be alright. Visibility's fine, so there's no need for auto landing today. Gear down, not yet. Gear down at 7 miles. Flaps 3. Down. Just grab the approach bits. It's just a bit of the, well, more the speed there. Kind of had to adjust the speed, but we're doing alright now. Aircraft is doing what it should be doing. Perhaps a little bit on the fast side, but the gear down will slow things down as well. Flaps 4. Easy landing? Yes, yes we are. 1000, we will deactivate the autopilots and guide it in the rest of the way. Right, so gear down 3 greens, cabin signs on, cabin we will check. Spoilers armed, flaps 4. Let's do this. Cabin crew, seats for landing please, seats for landing. Cabin crew, seats for landing please, seats for landing. Very detailed airport this I must say. Very detailed scenery. Looks very good. I do like XP. I do like XP 72 streams. Very good. The way he talks to the people watching. I like what he does. Very good watch. If you're streaming tonight, I'll definitely tune in for that. Right, so we'll set the MSFS altitude to 7,000. Call it 1,000. All off. You say that ice warning, it does say on the ECAM, no ice detected. Again, another slight inaccuracy of the aircraft there. — 1,000, autopilot deactivates. I'm in control. What should we have Microsoft Flight Simulator interiors? Well, having interiors is more things to render, and therefore more strain on the GPU. We're getting GPU, yes I will. We've got a 30 on order, just waiting for it to arrive. Right, 100 above, radio silence.
Minimum.
Sterile cockpit. Minimums. A little bit to the right there, so make small adjustments to the centre. So 3 reds, 1 white, so we'll reduce the descent rate slightly.
400.
Is that a touchdown marker there? Well, it's not. Well, the Pappies don't quite align with the touchdown marker then. Interesting.
200.
Seeing 4 reds. I think a bit too high. Oh well.
100.
Committed. We are committed.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
First thrust sets. 100 knots. 80 knots. 60. First thrust cuts. We'll cut the brakes now. We'll make our way over to the next available exit point, just coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Calgary. So we'll clear the runway. That's
Gentlemen,
come
we have
up.
reached our destination. The local
Landing
time
lights
is
off,
11:21
taxi lights set,
a.m. and it's
APU
currently
starts,
about
anti-ice
-degrees
off.
Celsius. You can now use your mobile
Make a turn
devices.
to the
Please remain
left.
seated until
Next
the
taxiway
aircraft
cross.
comes to a complete stop and the
That's
seatbelt
fine,
sign
that's
is
fine, that's
turned
fine.
off.
Clear
Remember to
you
use caution
all.
when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight.
And there we go.
If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us and we hope to see you again soon.
Not bad that. Not bad at all. Bit on the soft side, I'd say. But for a landing, can't really fault it. Let's now taxi to gates, and let's bring this one to an end. See the city of Calgary in the background. Don't forget, we have got the replay mod as well to look at. So don't go near just yet, as we have got the replay to show off. And we'll do that from the passenger point of view, which is always good to see. I believe that there's going to be our stand, so we'll go taxi to that. Couple of airplanes at gate right now. Got Transavia, United Airlines, Alitalia. They're in pretty long haul here. Not quite sure which airline that is though, in the black livery over there. That one I don't recognise. Can he crash? Well, a bit hard to crash right now on the ground, Ruben. Probably a little bit hard to do so now. Is it easy taxiing the 747? Don't get me started on the 747 taxiing. That was abysmal performance. If you guys remember the stream from from this morning when I landed at... oh, it's Solaris. If you remember the stream this morning, I had to do a taxi on the engines there because I just could not turn to save my life. Right, where's the ground marshal there? So we shall be following him. APU bleed, not yet, Tarek. APU bleed comes on when we shut down the engines. Pilot needs more coffee. Space rifle, 24 seconds. 24 seconds behind schedule. I think you can't complain about that. Liveries. Liveries come off of the liveries mega pack, which AP2, I think it works. Again, I'm a bit. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if you can do dual channel though. That I believe is still not yet available. I'm just gonna wait for you to signal me to stop. Hold position. Parking brake sets. APU bleed is... Well, AP is available, so APU bleed sets. Engines 1 and 2 off. Seatbelt sign comes off. Hang on, got this logbook again. I like it. It's a nice logbook. Wish it came a bit later. Seatbelts off. Taxi lights off. Beacons off. And there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Calgary. Right now, the local time is currently 11:25. Local temperature outside being -8 degrees centigrade. we thank you for flying with Air Canada today. I hope we see you again in the very near future. And we wish you a safe onwards journey. Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross check. So public address is there. Jet bridge is connected. We'll expedite deboarding, and then we will surrender. How do you get distance from the airports? Do you not turn the beacons off? Well, hang on. That's not strobes, isn't it, Matt? Strobes is... Hang on, am I getting this confused now? Beacon lights you activate. That's the red flashing light, which tells the ground crew that you're ready to... well, you've got engines powering above. I think it's 8E on the N2. That's the strobes on the runway, which you turn on and off for the runway. And then the Airbus is automatic. No, you're right. Yeah, thought so. Normally beacons not on the ground, sends people on the ramp. Yes, that's the one. Well, to be fair, I did have the taxi lights on the whole time, and the ground crew there, right by where the nose wheel is. We'll expedite deboarding, and we'll get it all going. So, goodbye.
See what we can do. No promises.
End of the flight here. So soft landing, yeah, 98 minutes. Soft landing, that's could be a bit heavier, but otherwise not too bad. Air Canada 212, 320neo from Vancouver to Calgary. 1 hour 2 minutes flight time. Plan departure was 17:20, departed 17:18. Ground arrival was 18:20, arrived 20:21. 184 passengers, 910 stats, 98. That's all fine. That's all fine. So I'll drop the end of flight reports in the chat if you guys are interested. And now for the bit I know you guys are interested in, the replay. So let me quickly wait for that to load. Make sure the replay is saved properly, which it has done. There you go. When do you turn those off? Gosh, everyone's telling you, Matt. So strobes are left auto. Beacon I turned off when I arrived at the gate. So I shut the engines off. I waited for the N2 to power down, and then I shut off the beacon. Then again, you're the aviation expert, at least I hope you are. Your LinkedIn says you are, so you may be right there. Right, let's hang on, make sure we disconnect from IVAO, because that's going to cause problems for the replay. Give me a second, So disconnect from you, thank you very much. Load and load. Give it a few seconds to do its thing. So, left-hand side or right-hand side, or, well, I'll probably do both, actually. Left-hand side and right-hand side, because that's just more fun that way. Wait for the model to load. Virgin Airbus, I'm using the 051, 0.5.1. There we go. Lefts. So there's Calgary in the background. Oh yes, need to turn off the GWS here. Only in the replay, you need to turn it off, otherwise it generates alright. So 1000 at this point in time now on manual autopilot. Well, manual autopilot's off. Now I'm manually hand flying it. The replay's a mod, it's called FlightControlReplay. It comes out in January. I'm currently a beta tester for it. So this is a beta version, there'll be improvements for release, but for the initial get-go, it's rather good, that. Not perfect, rather good. The snow effect's fantastic. Also, they've done a fantastic job with the weather down below. Cannot fault them for that.
500. 400. 300.
Why is it fast normal? So again, they're still getting the speeds right. There'll be updates for that later.
100.
I won't say the speed's too far off.
30. 20. 10. 5.
Yeah, also the audio may be off as well, but hey. Yeah, very good landing that. Cannot fault it, to be fair. Don't remember that bit though. Oh no, it's an alright add-on. Not perfect, but they're getting there. I'll do the same for the right hand side now, so this time we get to enjoy the reverse thrust being activated. Next on call, not sure yet when my next on call will be. I've not yet decided. Probably in the 787. Or the A330 if that releases within the week. I think it will do actually.
300. 200. 100.
There we go over the threshold.
40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
There we go. The replay mode will be pay away, yes, it'll cost €18, comes out in January. And then for some reason, I don't know, the replay just seems to think the aircraft slides at 90 degrees for a bit. I don't remember doing that. I don't remember riding in the 90s. We'll do one more replay mode, we'll do it from the external views, and then we'll bring it to an end. Satisfaction was 97%, so I've dropped the flight report in the chat if you guys are interested, so feel free to check it out on there. Right, we'll start a replay. Enjoy it from the external views. So nice and slow descents.
200. 100. 50. 30. 20.
Yeah, it's fast from external view. There's definitely a speed thing going on there. I'll speak to the developer tonight actually. I'll get on a call with him. I'll say that. I don't get that bit. I don't get that bit. But whoops, my controller's vibrated. I'll speak to the developer tonight. I'll let him know what I'm spotting, and I'll try and get that. Yeah. I don't remember doing that. I genuinely don't remember doing that. Hang on, I need to see this again. I need to see this again. Hang on, what on earth was that? That's how you exit a runway, my friends. That's how you exit a runway. Right, I'm gonna... If you're on Twitch, clip that. Someone clip that. Send me a link. I need to speak to the developer because it's funny, but it should not be doing that. Right, well, thank you for watching, guys. I've got to go have dinner now, so... That was Vancouver to Calgary. That was the A320neo neck and the colours. Thank you for watching. You take care. Thank you very much for... support you've shown me, and we're going to do it again? No, that's a more average turn. Thank you for watching, thank you for all the support, you guys are fantastic. Tune in later as we have our group flight tonight. But again, thank you for watching, take care, have a good one, goodbye. Cheers to that. One more.